you're in a unique spot because you're not the champion, you don't have the belt, but mentally, how do you kind of make that switch from being a champion and now kind of back on the hunt again?
That's a great question.
Out here, the holiday cheer is on 10, so much so that we had Santa Claus, yes, the Santa Claus, come out and make his debut in West Texas. He started his journey in West Texas. He came in on a fire truck.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Damien Bartonek. A large area near the scene was blocked off as police investigated. After arriving, officers found 2 victims who were then rushed to Shannon Medical Center. Honestly, this is one of the games that I really kind of circled on my calendar and said, I think this is a good measuring stick game to see where are they as a team. I know a lot of people look at the 49ers, but I never thought Dallas was in that elite category. I thought they were in that second tier of teams, and they beat the Chargers, who I kind of had in that group as well. So let's see, are they the best of that second tier?
It's looking a little bit more packed. I got a turkey leg in my hand right here. Earlier, I was on that bull. I'm not going to lie, West Texas, I was pretty scared. But I'm feeling better now. I got this turkey leg with some mustard on it, and I'm so committed, West Texas, to giving y'all the best coverage. I even got some mustard on my Jordans on accident.
What is going on, West Texas? I'm Damien Bartonek, and y'all already know the drill. Let's get into all things sports. Now, football season is here, and one school in particular, the Angelo State Rams, opened their season tonight. Now, they took on the West Alabama Tigers, and Angelo State dominated in Gerald Gardner's first start. The Rams quarterback finished going 16 of 29 for 292 yards, 2 tubs, and 2 picks. Now, the Rams are not the only team taking care of business, as this week's Fox Football Live is loaded with some games from the best teams in West Texas. And I want to show you all some of the matchups for this week. Now, we're going to start with Jim Ned versus Clyde. That's going to be one heck of a game. That's between 2 5-1 teams, right? So next we got Odessa High versus the Central Bobcats. Central's on a losing streak right now, and there's no better time to stop that like right now in district play.
I love the fact that Grant Williams is there because not only is he very versatile as a defender, but he also has adequate foot speed to defend kind of smaller forwards and even a small ball center.
But the one thing that stuck out to me was he wasn't really pushing the ball down the field. His average depth of target, so for those at home, he was only throwing the ball an average of 5.6 yards every throw. So he's not pushing the ball down the field, but he is efficient, and Burt, we know that's what they want to do.
So we heard from Mike McCarthy, and you see he's happy. He's going to enjoy a nice dinner. I'm sure he's enjoying it right now at 9:52. But for Ron Rivera, head coach of the Washington Commanders, well, his job is the #1 talking point, and it's for good reason. Throughout his time in Washington, mediocrity has littered his tenure. So Prop 14 pertains to state parks like the one in San Angelo. And to sum up the amendment by the book, it's one that provides for the creation of the Centennial Parks Conservation Fund to be used for the creation and improvement of state parks. Now, those who vote for it are voting for a $1 billion investment fund.
Perfect. And then do we have to put them in anything special like these right here? Look at, I mean, this is pretty sweet.
So we reached out to the local schools.
Some 3rd graders at Fort Concho Elementary got some surprising news Thursday afternoon when they found out they are now published authors. Now, Keep San Angelo Beautiful announced not only a magazine article in Texas Town and City, but the upcoming publication of a book featuring their artwork and poetry of and about San Angelo. And members of the Abilene community gathered in Moody Coliseum today to try and shed light on how important local partnerships are for increasing confidence and trust between law enforcement agencies and the communities they serve.
The fabric that I've been kind of exposed to is that one of unity and coming together when we need to come together.
An Angelo State instructor with a love for performing live music,
Wisdom, let it be.
A nonprofit leader that lends his hands to the San Angelo community.
I think it's not just money we're viewing it as kind of a love offering.
These are just a few things that Gustavo Manuel Manny Campos is known for. And with such a prevalent impact, he received the first ever Captain Albert Tijerina Jr. Trailblazer Award at this month's inaugural Hispanic Heritage Banquet.
I think that, I don't believe I'll ever be able to live up to the namesake of the award, but maybe it's my goal every day just to, wake up in the morning and find the kindness in our community and try to help folks, and whether it's my students or playing music for folks or helping out nonprofits or whatever the case may be.
Captain Tijerina was a tactical aircraft pilot who received the Distinguished Flying Cross Award for his heroism and extraordinary achievements in the Air Force. In his honor, the San Angelo Hispanic Heritage Museum and Cultural Center created this award for someone that exemplifies courage, dedication, and a pioneering spirit. Yet, what does being a trailblazer mean to Manny?
I think it's about kindness. It's about finding the good in folks. It's about building bridges with all segments of our community, right? It really takes a village.
What grounds Campos is not the recognition, but the opportunity to display his family's work.
But I told my parents first, and you know, like I said, it's a tribute to them. It's a tribute to how hard they worked my whole life and my siblings' whole life to give us a great life.
Tell me who's not right, John the Revelator, tell me who's not right.
Regardless of the award, Campos will continue to look at the bigger picture.
Like I said, the best is yet to come. I think we've all got work to do. I mean, to make San Angelo the best that it can be. And you know, although I appreciate this award, man, the work continues. And it's about building relationships at all corners of our society and our community, and just doing all that we can to make San Angelo the best place on earth.
Damien Bartonek, Fox West Texas.
And it's always about relationships.
Dr. Carl Detloff has officially retired as San Angelo superintendent, taking up a new journey working with the Equity Center in Austin, Texas. After 9 years in the Concho Valley, he says he couldn't have done it without his peers.
I consider the people in this room my learning heroes, and so I've learned so much from you guys, not only as leaders, as educators, as colleagues, but as fathers and mothers and aunts and uncles.
To celebrate, SAISD held a ceremony to honor Dr. Detloff, but he took his moment to praise one special person that had his back throughout it all.
And we've got to have people behind us, and I just want to recognize my spouse of almost 30 years, Judy.
Now, he may be leaving West Texas, but his mission to serve the public will continue.
My race in San Angelo as superintendent is complete, but my race for supporting kids and supporting people is not complete. And as far as I'm concerned, I've just started that journey.
Have me present this flag that was flown over the United States Capitol. Wow.
Damien Bartonek, Fox West Texas. West Texas's biggest playoff football matchups takes place at San Angelo Stadium between the Sonora Broncos and the Hawley Bearcats. While both teams are flourishing at the moment, they had to deal with their fair share of adversity to get to this point.
For example, in the case of the Sonora Broncos, starting quarterback Jamie Boutron tore his ACL earlier in the year, and right now, all he's playing with is a brace on that leg and no ACL intact.
We went into the season like, oh, me, Edgar, and all these guys, we're gonna dominate. Then I went down, and all the guys told me this season's for you. We're gonna do this for you.
And in Hawley's case, even though they're coming into the season as the defending state champs, they started this season 2-2 after losing 3 key starters.
We learned a lot from that. We had a lot of guys that hadn't played on Friday nights before, and those guys had to grow up quick, and it just so happened that our schedule didn't allow us to have time to grow up really. And you know, we grew up real fast after those first few games.
100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, let's go.
En route to the Bearcats' 2022 state crown, they defeated Sonora last year 57-26. But make no mistake, there's nothing but respect between these two head coaches.
A great dude, man. Coach Abels does a great job over there at Hawley. I respect him. He's a great guy. Runs a good program. You know, when you go 6-0 and win a state championship, man, you're doing something right.
I think that you know, he's a Texas high. You can't beat a Texas high school football coach, and you know he's a class act there. And those kids, when we played them last year, they were, I mean, you could tell they were well coached.
Send you back to the running back drills.
And for those suiting up on Friday night, all they are focused on is the W.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we've been wanting this so bad. I mean, ever since we lost that game last year, I mean, it's been in our minds, you know, like 32, because that's how much we lost by. And we've just been feeding off of that. So that's something we want.
It would mean a lot just because
my love for the game and my teammates' love for the game, and we just want to keep going. We don't want it to end yet.
Now, the winner of this regional matchup between Hawley and Sonora can begin to make those reservations for AT&T Stadium and 2 words that everyone loves to hear: December football. Damien Bartonek, Fox West Texas.
We can hang with anyone in our district, and we can beat a bunch of teams in our district as well.
The Winters Blizzards enter the midway of this season winless. But for wide receiver Aiden Bryant, he believes this team is as motivated as ever.
Getting that dub in general is like a motivating feeling because I know we don't win that much, so the chance to win is always motivating.
So we're run right, run left, run right, run left with the tight end.
But even without a win, the Blizzards believe they have all of the makings for a potential playoff push.
It's all about heart, really. It's about pride, about really staying true to the community and just trying to keep on grinding. I feel like we're capable. I mean, it's just minor adjustments. I mean, if we clean up the defense and then keep rolling with our offense, I feel like we got a fighting chance at playoffs.
Let's go, get out and run it, let's go.
Which begs the question, what has to change for the Blizzards to finally walk away with a W?
I feel like every time we get down on ourselves, like we go down on the scoreboard, and that happens a bunch. Like one bad thing happens and the whole team collapses. I feel like if we, as like a team, can pick that up, then we will be better and no one will be able to stop us.
Winters travels to Cisco Friday night for a bout against the Lobos, where the Blizzards are seen as 31-point underdogs. But with the chip on their shoulder, they think this week will be the turning point of their season. Damien Bartonek, Fox West Texas.